Hi, my name is Blake Muller. Welcome back to Santa Barbara with the Secrets of Tennis. Today we'll be discussing the overhead. So there's a couple things that we want to make sure we keep in mind with the overhead. The first is that we want to make sure that we turn sideways. So the first move is we're going to be taking a step back with our right leg. As we do that, we want to get the racket up. So what I mean by that is we want our elbow to be up. We don't want our elbow next to our side. The next step is if the ball is over our head, we want to make sure that we move back. When we move back, we want to use the crossover step. So we're going to put our left foot in front of our right foot, just like this. That allows us to get back as quickly as possible. So the first step, again, we're going to turn sideways, get our racket up, elbow up, then we're going to cross over. When we hit a good overhead, we want to try to get behind the ball so we can step back in. Then we want to throw the right hip forward and swing at the ball. If we're able to achieve all those steps, we'll be hitting a good, strong overhead from a solid position. So when we go back to hit that overhead, we want to make sure that we have the Continental Grip. This is going to be the same grip that you use for a serve or a volley. It's going to be when you chop or if you are cutting something, it's very similar to that grip. So the next step is we're going to be turning sideways. We're going to take a step back with our right foot. We want to make sure our elbow is up and our racket is up. From here, we're going to look to take a crossover step with our left foot over our right foot. So just like this to get behind the ball. Once we're behind the ball, we want to take a good step forward with our left foot. And then we're going to throw our right hip in and throw our racket up to the ball. This is going to create a good, strong smash. The one other thing that I want to make sure that you also saw me do as I went back is as my right arm is up, my left arm is also pointing at the ball. This is going to help me track the ball as I move back. And just to review some of the common mistakes that I see people make with the overhead is that oftentimes first they won't get turned. So they'll move back just like this. And so for one, when they get back to hit the overhead, they're not in a strong position to hit it. And secondly, they won't get back as quickly to hit the overhead. The other mistakes that I see are people going back with their racket down. This doesn't allow them to, the ball will drop too low when they're ready to hit it. And then the third mistake that I'll see is people going back with the side step rather than a crossover. While you still can get back with the side step, you won't get back as quickly as if you do the crossover. All right, now I'm going to demonstrate just how to hit a proper overhead. So we're going to turn, racket up. We have a Continental Grip, crossover, the ball's up. I'm going to step back in and hit it. So again, step back, racket up, crossover, pointing at the ball, ball's up there, and we're going to hit it. So as you can see here, I'm not turning sideways and I'm just going straight back with my stomach facing the net. Now as you can see, I don't hit this one quite as hard because I can't step into it. The other mistake, so the next one I'm going to show, one second. The next one I'm going to show is how I go back with my elbow too low. What happens is when that ball it drops too low and I can't reach up to get it. And so the last mistake I'll show you is how if I go back with my feet, not with the crossover, how I don't get back quite as quickly. So remember, we do not want to hit the overhead these ways. So if we hit overheads like this, we're never going to hit them quite as strong or as hard. Remember, the steps to hitting a good overhead, we need to make sure we turn sideways, we have that racket up, a good crossover step, we're stepping back into it, and we're getting a good follow through. So if you can continue to work on the overhead and add this shot to your repertoire, it can be a big asset for you. In that if you come to the net and your opponent knows that you have the ability to forcefully finish a point with the overhead, it takes one aspect of their defense away from them. And you will be able to win a lot more matches and a lot more points with this shot. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped. And remember to go to Secrets of Tennis channel. Thank you.
Game, set and net.